Oh hey guys, Allen Kevorkov here from BeTheClaw.com, and a few videos back I did a little tutorial on how to replace the fingers on your claw. Mine were pretty small on the Lucky Crane, so I decided to replace them with the jewelry claw from the Sugarloaf's treasure shop. So this time I had another claw laying around, and its fingers are shaped slightly differently than the ones that I have in my Grayhound, so I thought I'd try these and see how these work for the plush. It didn't really work out as well as I had planned, so I just wanted to show you the whole process and see how it worked out. Let's take a look. So this is the jewelry claw that I have from the Sugarloaf Treasure Shop machines, and I'm going to try to replacing it with this one. As you can see, the size is pretty similar, but the other claw is shaped a little differently, and it has a shorter connection area here at the top. So, from the second mounting point to the top of the mounting point, and so this will cause the claw to open a little bit larger. So I'm going to put these on, and we will see if that makes any difference as far as how well the claw grabs and the number of prizes I'm able to win. Now, the claw didn't want to fit in the original opening on the base, so I ended up just mounting right next to it. This replacement claw has pins, so I was able to just stick them in there, and now I'm just bending them a little bit so that the claw stays in place. And same here at the top. Okay, now as you can see, this claw actually faces straight down, unlike the jewelry claw, which is a little bent at the tips. This will allow the claw to dig into the plush a little better, so hopefully it'll help with grabbing some of the prizes. The only problem I see here is that it may not close entirely. There might be a slight gap, but I won't really see it until I have put in the other two fingers in there. So let's do that and see what it looks like. Well, here's the claw with the new fingers. It looks like your average claw. You can definitely tell that the fingers are pointing straight down as opposed to having a bit of an angle at the end compared to the jewelry claw. But here's where the risk is. When I looked at the original claw that this came from, I noticed that the base was a bit smaller and these segments here were a little bit shorter. So on this particular claw base, in close position, there's a huge gap at the bottom. Really not a whole lot I can do about that except to replace these pieces here to make them a little bit longer so that the claw would close, but not really sure if it's worth the trouble. Let's give it a few plays and see. Most of the plush now would probably be too small for this. There's a huge gap that will allow most of these stuffed animals to slip right through. So it may actually work a little better with slightly larger items, so I'm going to try one of those as well. But since the claw is a little weak, I'm not sure if it's going to work, but let's try it. It definitely digs in a little nicer. It just doesn't really close well enough to grab any of the things that I have in here right now. expecting it to go that far down. Yeah, that's pretty much useless right now. Actually was able to lift him up by the head a little bit. I'll try that again. Okay, so what I'm going to try to do now is put the claw into its original base. This is the base from the claw that these fingers came from, and this is the original Grayhound base, which has the holes for the bottom mounts farther apart. So if I replace the base with the original, it may actually put the fingers just a little closer together. Probably won't be enough to make a difference, since these will still have to be a little bit longer, but it's worth a shot. Since I have to take these off anyway, I might as well try it. You will see that once I remove this last pin, this base should just fall right out. That's how it works. So I'm going to replace this original Grayhound base with the one that came with the other claw. Okay, now we have the original base back in. It still gives us a nice big gap. Not quite as big, but probably still bigger than I would like. Only way I can make this work is by making these connection pieces longer, and I don't think I'm gonna do that. It just seems like a little too much work involved here to create replacement pieces for this. The original Grayhound ones are long enough, probably. Not quite, but these claw fingers don't fit into the openings because the original one is a solid piece, and these two are separate, so they're a little bit more flexible. But that's pretty much it. So that's my failed experiment.
Well, guys, this was a learning experience for me, and I hope it was for you. If you are planning on replacing your claw, keep in mind that even though the shape of the claw does make a difference as far as how easy it is to win certain things, what kind of prizes you can put into your machine, but you have to keep in mind that it's not always an easy, quick swap. You may have to play with the adjustments, the connection pieces here that I didn't really get into to make it work right. I know 3756 Will, he replaced his large plush claw with the jewelry one that I have in my Grayhound, and even though it works for him, he did have to take it apart and make some adjustments to make it close, open and close properly. So you just have to be prepared for that. So that's pretty much it. If you missed my last video, if you missed my last video, you can find it right here. I did 50 plays in my Grayhound with the plush prizes. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.